Hello everybody. As you see, this talk is going to be about HaxeDevelop. I guess that by now all of you know of it, no? So, well, just in case, HaxeDevelop is the old well-known Flash Develop, but only with a different icon, with a different title, and some cosmetic changes. But it's Flash Develop, nothing else. So, who am I? Well, my name is Hector Espeso. I'm at the moment working as a senior developer in Luxembourg, and I'm one of the Flash Develop contributors. I really think that HaxeDevelop is a great tool. I love it. I think it has a big potential. It's small, it's fast, but we have to admit that it's lacking a lot of things in several areas, especially when it comes to the business world. When the big companies need to develop something, it's people. Okay, I will do my best. Sorry. So we have to admit that when the big companies try to use HaxeDevelop, they can find fast that it's missing a lot of stuff. And what I've been trying to do in the last months is to fill this gap. So I'm going to display some of the stuff that I've been working during this time, and that I hope you like, and I hope that it will give new strength to the tool, and it will try to attract more people. So the first thing was trying to improve what is already there. I guess all of you know this guy. I don't know if it's there. I don't see him. Hello, Philippe. So as you see, Flash Develop has never got any kind of unit testing coverage. And when it comes to improve a lot of areas in the tool, it's been a nightmare, because you don't know if you're breaking something, if you are doing it in the right way. And one of the things that I've been doing is trying to cover at least some of the more important parts of the code base, like the parsing and part of the completion logic. I don't know right now how many unit tests we have, but more people are working on them, and when we get new pull requests, people are trying to contribute to them. The next thing I wanted to do is to make Flash Develop a bit more professional. And one of the things that I always wanted to improve was the completion list. The completion list itself is not changed, but how is it working is different. Before, the completion list was inside the main form, and it was completely coupled to the Scintilla editor. This is a problem because, as you can see in some cases here, the completion list couldn't go out of the window. When you have something above the program, you cannot see what's there, and several other limitations. So now the completion list will be outside of the main form, and thanks to it, we will have some new features and some new improvements. For example, now we can also have the completion list in the breakpoint panel to add conditional breakpoints, in the watch panel to try to evaluate expressions. We will have it in the immediate panel. And I wanted to put this picture in a different window, because I think this one can be interesting. If you see, the completion list is in a floating panel. So now we can use the completion list wherever we want, allowing us to do, for example, Well, as you can see, I'm going to create another class. Sometimes people work with more than one screen or need to see several files at the same time. Now we can, sorry. So I think I did something. Yes, I think this is not the good one. But anyway, the problems of the leaf. Anyway, I don't know if you can see, for example, here, I made a video just in case. You can see that now you can take the documents out of the window, you can drag them to other screens, you can do whatever you want with them. And you can then dock again inside the main form. The new completion list also have other benefits for HaxeDevelop itself. It will make more code testable. There will be also other benefits. For example, when you try to find the references, when you try to refactor code, right now there is a limitation in the program. It needs to verify that what it finds is actually what you want to refactor, what you want to find. And to do it, it opens the document in the program, making it quite slow in some cases. Now, on big projects, where you have a variable or something else that is quite common, like I, J, something like that, it can be up to 3 times faster. The next one, the help tip. I really believe that the help tip is in HaxeDevelop is one of the best out there, or at least for me, is the one I like the most. But it has a lot of limitations. It's odd, it's a bit ugly, it doesn't support the documentation very well. So what I've been trying to do is to improve the display of the documentation in the code. As you can see here before, there were a lot of problems. For example, in the first case, the write copy in Hax, it has some wrong information. The event, you don't know what is happening there, what it says, because it's failing to display a lot of visual things. And what I would like to avoid with this, or what I would like to improve also with all of this, is that the developers try to care more about adding documentation to the code. Because also another problem with the HaxeDevelop display of the documentation is that sometimes people write the documentation thinking they are doing it in the right way, because in HaxeDevelop it's displayed correctly, and then when they try to generate the documentation, it's not what they wrote exactly. It doesn't appear in the same way, and they may ask why. So now the documentation, the help tip, will display all the things in the best way possible. So now the new help tip will render HTML, which nowadays is used everywhere and is more common. So it's also easier to find tools that may transform from one format to HTML. As you see, we have, well, there's here another sample, more complex. As you can see, we have ordered list, unordered list, different levels of indentation, tables, code samples, a lot of things. Since we have HTML, it's now easy to transfer, for example, the Hax Markdown documentation into HTML to display it correctly. And as you see, the picture below, it's from Hax Markdown. The next feature is about unit testing. The people that saw Francis' presentation yesterday already saw a small picture, but here I will talk more about it. I've been working in a new plugin for unit testing. It will be similar to to the unit testing support in ReSharper. I don't know if any of you have worked before with ReSharper in Visual Studio. It's quite the same. There are two panels, one for exploring the unit test you have. So it will display all of the unit tests you have in your code, and you can run them from there instead of using another tool or some special setup inside HaxeDevelop. When you run them, you will get you can find the result in the unit test session panel, and you can see the result there. You can double click in every test to go to the code of the test. You can filter in both panels. If you see the icons above, I know there are some icons without icon, but if you check the icons, it has several features. You can filter, you can sort, you can group the test in different ways, by package, by category, by file. There are different ways. You can see the tests that were ignored. It's important to say that the plugin right now only supports the Hex unit framework, but it's been done in a way that it's extensible, and it's planned to add MUnit, and anyone, once it's released, could work on adding any other test framework. The next one is the build pipeline. I don't know if you use this feature of HaxeDevelop, but when you compile a project, you have the pre-built and post-built command line. Okay, it's nice, it does its work, but it's really limited. You can do anything with the command line, but it can get quite complex. And also there are sometimes problems. Maybe you want to cancel the whole process in some step, and it's really complicated in these cases. So this part has been changed. Now you can define several command lines. It's completely back compatible, and the old command lines will be transformed into command steps. You can also run other programs, and other plugins can hook into this dialog and add their own tasks. As you can see there is a picture of the Ant plugin with some custom modifications to add it into the dialog. So now, for example, when you compile an application, you can first run some command, then some external program, and then you can run an Ant task with it. So, for example, this is used in my work to generate the imports before running an application. The next one is about the debugger. I know that there are a lot of people that have problems with the debugger because it only supports Flash, and a lot of people are requesting to have Hax C++ and other kind of features inside it. The problem until now is that the Flash debugger is completely coupled to the code of the IDE with the view. So adding new debuggers it's a nightmare. So I've been working on abstracting the logic of the debugger, and it's still a work in progress, but it's quite advanced by now. So the first thing that I've been working is in adding debug support for Hax JavaScript. Thank you. If everything goes okay, here is a small application, really small one, and okay, I click twice. Okay. Now we have here our JavaScript application running. We see that HaxeDevelop already changed the view to the debugger mode. And now when we click, we see that it hits the breakpoint. And we can step in. We can step in. We can check all of the local variables with the values. We can see complex objects like the array or any other type of object. We can navigate through the stack. And also we can see the trace in the output panel, but I don't know if you can see it quite well. I don't know if it's fine, but you can see the trace there. So, and this is more or less it about the JavaScript part. Thank you. Okay. Well, there are some problems still with it, and it's not completely finished. There are still some Hax generation flows. You have to use the latest Hax build. There were some problems with the source map generation, but thanks to Nadako, to Dan, a lot of them are fixed. There are still some out there, but it's quite nice to work with it for the moment. There are some problems also with Chrome. For example, when if you try to open the developer console, it will close the connection with HaxeDevelop. It's a Chrome behavior. It's known, it's documented, and it's been that way for years. There is no workaround to have both things at the same time, but there is a minor solution planned. The idea will be to use the immediate panel to send the custom commands for whatever you want, to see the resources loaded, to change the device settings, etc. For now, only Chrome is planned. There are some workarounds. There are some bridges to use the Chrome protocol with Internet Explorer, with Firefox, with mobile devices, but not all of them are very well supported. There is no Word3 support plan at the moment because we are not using them, but once the code is released, anyone can add that part. There are some debugger paths that are still not abstracted, like the leaf data tip. That one is the one that while you are debugging, if you put your mouse over a variable, you can see the value. There are also another problems with the latest Hax release, that from what I've seen is that now it inlines some variables. If you use directly a variable inside some function call or something like that, it won't keep the variable when compiling. And that one may also be a problem. But I mean, it's a problem if the developer tries to expect to see the same thing in the while debugging than in the code. Of course, when running code is not a problem. Hax C# debugging support is also coming. A lot of people may say, what the fuck, we don't care about that. Any of you use it? I don't know if any of you use it. But why is this? Well, from one side, it's easy to add because there are already some implementations out there that we can reuse. But the most important reason is this one. I'd really like to add Hax support to develop plugins for HaxeDevelop itself. So anyone in the community can start making their own plugins for HaxeDevelop inside HaxeDevelop itself. So the people will be able to make a plugin, to test it inside HaxeDevelop and debug their code. The next one, the Hax C++. I didn't have any time to work on it, sorry. I was really expecting to have something by now, but it's been quite busy weeks and I couldn't do anything. I don't think it will be really difficult to have it because there was already some work done in the past. The problem with it is that it's not fully compatible with what is there. And also it had some limitations and some other problems. I still not solved it, but I hope it won't take long since I can provide some screenshot or something of it working inside HaxeDevelop. The next one is what we call the build configurations. It's quite experimental. It has its problem. There are some cool things about it. There are some things I don't like. So we are really going to do it, but I don't know if the final result is what I'm going to show here. Right now, the build configuration support is quite the same to the one in Visual Studio. So you have the different configurations like debug, release. You can create your own. And the magic of it is that when you change your configuration release, in the project properties dialog, you can see the configuration you have chosen, and you can change whatever you want in order to, I don't know, maybe you want to target multiple devices or multiple technologies like Flash or HTML5. And you can have one build target for Flash and another build target for JavaScript. Of course, more stuff coming. Why this picture? Okay, I would say that the lady is the HaxeDevelop. With all of these improvements, now the lady is more beautiful. So we are more happy with it, but he's lost her arm. She's losing all of her blood. And for me, this is like the support for Mac, for Linux, that as you saw, is still not there. But who knows, maybe one day. Anyway, you can ask whatever you want about it. There are more work coming. There are, as always, contributors. There are people doing some nice stuff, some interesting things, changes, like improvements to the refactoring, contributing in unit test, some new features. And there are also there is another workmate that also made some changes. For example, the open resource dialog, if you know it. He's changed it to be able to find classes and files in a better way with an algorithm a bit similar to the one in IntelliJ. It's missing some features like the sorting, but it's quite better than the one that is already in HaxeDevelop. And this is also another of the stuff that another user has been working on to be able to have real-time analysis of the code inside HaxeDevelop. I really hope he can finish it. The user is Gamma 11, that I think that most of you know. Sadly, he didn't have the time. He doesn't have the time to finish it at the moment. He needs help. If someone can contact him and help him, it would be great to have this one. If not, who knows? I hope he can get some free time to work on it. About the feature of HaxeDevelop, I really don't know. I cannot tell anything about its future. I really hope that it will get better, that it will attract more people, that it will get new features, that it will get more competent, that people start considering it more than other tools. And I really hope that after this talk, more of you want to join the team and want to contribute things, and I want to help to improve it, all of it. Because we need you. We are a small team. We work on our free time mostly. and it's not the same as a big company having their own IDE or something like that. We can only work limited to it. We have small resources, so here are the sites. If you can support anyway, contributing code, helping with, I don't know, documentation, API documentation, maybe making a small donation, any amount is welcome. And there is little else to say. I want to thank you all of the people involved in HaxeDevelop, like the creators, Mika, Philippe, some of the main contributors like Gamma11, Slavara, Daniel, Yeon, and a lot of others that have made a lot of things over the time. And again, I really hope that one of your name appear the next time there is some talk about HaxeDevelop. And that's all. I don't know if you have any question or anything else to say.
I didn't fully understand about the C# debugging. Is it only for like pure C# or also for the Hax code?
No, it's debugging support for Hax C#. Of course, it will be possible to use it with pure C#, but
oh, well, yeah, I'm interested in debugging Hax code, so I can just put a breakpoint and it
yes,
will work for C#.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
My question about XML. Are you planning to have some IntelliSense for XML files?
Yeah, I didn't understand. Sorry.
So, are you planning to have some IntelliSense code completion, something like that, code completion of XML? For example, that can be based on its schemas.
Yes, I know what you mean. No, for the moment, I didn't make anything regarding it. I don't know if I will make anything regarding it. I know that there are other IDEs already supporting that one, but for the moment, from my side, I don't know from any other one side. I don't know if Philippe or Mika or anyone has intention on working on it. I don't know, or maybe Gamma11. I don't know.
Okay, thank you.